The 12 mysterious creatures of the Old Testament. They are ancient, powerful, and terrifying. Forgotten by most and misunderstood by many, these beings hide in the shadows of Scripture. Not angels, not demons, something else, something stranger. You may think you know the Old Testament, but these 12 mysterious creatures will make you question everything you thought you understood about the Bible. Stay with us. What you're about to hear might just change how you see the spiritual world forever. 1. The Leviathan, the sea serpent of chaos. Leviathan is no ordinary creature. Described in Job, Psalms, and Isaiah, this colossal sea monster is terrifying beyond imagination. Its scales are impenetrable, its breath ignites flames, and its roar strikes fear into the hearts of men. God uses Leviathan to show Job how little humanity understands about true power. In Job 41, God asks, "Can you pull in Leviathan with a fish hook?" The answer, of course, is no. Some believe Leviathan is symbolic, representing chaos and evil in a world desperately in need of order. Others think it may reflect legends of sea dragons passed down through generations. The monster's eyes shine like the dawn, and it leaves a path of glowing foam in the sea. Could it be a poetic metaphor, or a memory of a real beast that once ruled the depths? One thing is certain: Leviathan's legend continues to haunt the imagination. 2. Behemoth, the monster of the earth. While Leviathan rules the sea, Behemoth dominates the land. Mentioned in Job 40, Behemoth is described as a creature of unmatched strength, with bones like bronze and muscles like iron. Its tail sways like a cedar tree, and it drinks from rivers as if they were puddles. Some say it's a hippo. Others think it might be a dinosaur or something now extinct. But there's something mystical about Behemoth. God calls it the first of his works, as if it holds a special place in creation. It hides in the reeds and remains unbothered by even the raging Jordan River. Why would God create something so powerful just to let it lurk in the shadows? That mystery makes Behemoth both fascinating and frightening. 3. The Nephilim, the giants of Genesis. The Nephilim are among the most controversial and puzzling beings in the Bible. Found in Genesis, and later mentioned in Numbers, these giants were born when the sons of God mated with human women. The result? Giant offspring, heroes of old, men of renown. But were they divine, fallen angels or something else? When the Israelites spied on the land of Canaan, they reported seeing Nephilim there and said, "We seemed like grasshoppers in our own eyes." That tells us just how massive and intimidating these beings were. Some believe the Nephilim perished in the flood, but others think a few may have survived. Could their descendants be walking among us even today? If you're enjoying this deep dive into the strange and spiritual, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We're on a mission to reach 100,000 subscribers this year, and we can't do it without every single one of you. Each like and subscribe helps us share these mysteries with more curious minds. Hit that bell icon too, so you don't miss our next biblical revelation. Let's keep uncovering the hidden truths together. 4. The Living Creatures of Ezekiel. Wheels within wheels. The prophet Ezekiel saw something that defies explanation. In his vision, he describes living creatures with 4 faces, wings that beat like thunder and wheels beside them, wheels within wheels, covered in eyes. These entities moved wherever the Spirit led, without turning. They glowed like burning metal and sparked with flashes of lightning. Many believe this was a vision of God's glory, but some think it might have been an encounter with something beyond earthly comprehension, perhaps even alien. The wheels could represent cosmic forces, and the eyes might symbolize awareness or surveillance. Ezekiel was so disturbed that he lay sick for days. Even today, scholars and readers are left wondering what he truly saw. 5. Cherubim, the guardian hybrids. Forget Cupid. Biblical cherubim are terrifying guardians of divine places. In Genesis, they are placed at the entrance to Eden with flaming swords to guard the way to the tree of life. In Ezekiel, they are described with 4 faces: human, lion, ox, and eagle, and bodies full of fire and eyes. They fly on wheels of flame and speak in thunder. These are not cuddly messengers of love. They are protectors of divine holiness, and their presence is overwhelming. Even the Ark of the Covenant had 2 golden cherubim overshadowing it. Their form blends the animal, human, and divine in a way that's hard to comprehend. Seeing one might inspire awe or cause sheer terror. Are you still with us? Because things are about to get even stranger. The next few creatures go deeper into forgotten rituals, fiery angels, and even ancient demons. If the first half made you curious, the second half will leave you questioning what else we've missed in Scripture. Don't blink. The shadows are just getting darker. 6. The Aazel goat, the scapegoat of the wilderness. Once a year, on the Day of Atonement, Israel performed a strange ritual involving 2 goats. One was sacrificed to the Lord, and the other, the scapegoat, was sent into the wilderness for Aazel. But who or what was Aazel? Leviticus doesn't explain, and ancient texts suggest Aazel may have been more than a location. Some say Aazel was a fallen angel, cast into the desert by God for corrupting mankind. The Book of Enoch paints him as a dark figure who taught humans forbidden knowledge. The scapegoat was believed to carry Israel's sins into the wilderness. But what awaited it out there? The desert was not empty. It may have been home to a banished being, hungry for sin. 7. The Rephaim ghosts or giants. The Rephaim blur the line between life and death. In Deuteronomy, they appear as ancient giants, great warriors defeated by the Israelites. But in Isaiah, they rise in the underworld as ghostly shades stirred by the arrival of new souls. Are they spirits of the dead, or remnants of a once-living race? The Bible hints that they may have been real, physical beings in the past, yet now remain as disembodied souls in Sheol. What if they were giants in life and restless phantoms in death? That dual identity is haunting. Could the spirits of the Rephaim still roam the shadows, waiting for something or someone to awaken them? A terrifying thought indeed. 8. Seraphim, the fiery, 6-winged ones. In Isaiah 6, the prophet is suddenly in the throne room of God, surrounded by seraphim. These are no gentle beings of light. They are blazing, fiery creatures with 6 wings and voices that shake the foundations. They cover their faces and feet, shielding themselves from the overwhelming glory of God, and their cry, "Holy, holy, holy," echoes for eternity. The name Seraphim means burning ones, and some descriptions suggest they are serpentine in form. Isaiah was so overwhelmed by their presence that he cried out in despair, believing he was doomed. One seraph touches his lips with a burning coal to purify him. These creatures are terrifying not because they are evil, but because they are pure, too pure for mortal eyes. 9. Lilith, the night demon. Isaiah 34:14 speaks of a night creature that rests in ruined, desolate places. In Hebrew, this creature is called Lilith. Later Jewish legends expanded on this figure, saying Lilith was Adam's first wife, one who refused to submit and fled Eden. As punishment, she became a demon who prowls the night seeking children to steal. Whether you see her as folklore or a real spiritual entity, Lilith's name has endured for centuries. She's become a symbol of rebellion and dark femininity. But in ancient times, she was feared as a child-snatching spirit. Could Lilith still walk the night, hiding in forgotten corners of the world? The Bible hints, but never confirms. 10. The Angel of Death, the Silent Destroyer. The night of the first Passover was marked by death, but not from human hands. The Angel of Death moved silently through Egypt, striking down the firstborn of every house without lamb's blood on the doorpost. This destroyer is never named, never described in detail. It appears, it kills, it leaves. Unlike other angels, this one brings only death and judgment. It doesn't warn, it doesn't speak, it simply obeys. The scariest part, if God sent it once, could he send it again? 11. Rahab, the sea monster of pride. Rahab, not to be confused with the woman from Jericho, is a monstrous sea creature referenced in Job, Psalms, and Isaiah. Associated with pride and chaos, Rahab is portrayed as a powerful beast crushed by God during creation. Some link Rahab to Leviathan, possibly another form of the same chaos monster. In Psalm 89, God is praised for shattering Rahab like a slain enemy. It represents not only a beast, but a symbol of divine conquest over disorder. Ancient Hebrew texts treat Rahab as both literal and metaphorical, maybe even both. Could these beasts represent a war in heaven we barely understand? One thing's clear, God's battles weren't always with humans. 12. The worm that does not die. In Isaiah 66:24, we find one of the Bible's most disturbing images. It speaks of the condemned whose bodies are devoured endlessly by worms that never die. This isn't a metaphor about guilt. In some ancient texts, this worm is described as a real, grotesque creature of the underworld. This terrifying worm doesn't eat to survive. It exists to punish. The fire never goes out, and the worm never stops. It embodies a judgment that never ends, a torment without escape. It's not just a symbol of hell, it might be one of hell's inhabitants. If you made it this far, you've journeyed through some of the darkest, strangest corners of Scripture. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. We're building a community of curious minds, and we want you to be a part of it. Help us reach 100,000 subscribers and unlock even more ancient mysteries together. Until next time, stay curious and stay brave.